Hey guys, welcome back to MFO. Thanks for tuning in to another episode, and it is Outdoor Food Friday. Again, our second episode of Outdoor Food Friday. And we're making more sandwiches, different kind of sandwiches. Today, we're talking about railroad sandwiches. Railroad sandwiches I never heard of them before I got introduced to them way back when we used to pheasant hunt in Iowa. And I tell you what, ever since I've known about them, I've looked forward to them. The thing about a railroad sandwich is it's a very hearty, robust sandwich, but they're cut into small pieces and you package them in small pieces. And so what really is not only is the taste the part that's phenomenal about these things, but they're also perfect. In our situation when we were pheasant hunting, we would walk a piece of property, get back in the truck, grab a railroad sandwich and something to drink, drive over to the next piece of property, and it was the kind of thing that you could just kind of eat in the car as you were moving from one spot to another. And for fishing, these things are great. We'll talk more about that and we'll show you how to make them when we come back. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher, and we're talking about railroad sandwiches. So railroad sandwiches have pretty simple ingredients. We got honey baked ham, we got Genoa salami, we got provolone cheese, and I'm waiting on this one. This is called sopressata, and I'd never heard of sopressata. Sopressata is actually a salami, but it's got a garlic to it, and so those three meats plus the provolone gives you that bold Italian flavor. We've got Italian bread here, and I love Newman's own Italian dressing that we're going to be putting on this as well. So let's get into this. Let's bring you in close and we'll show you how we're making this. So the first step that we have is we're going to take our French loaf and we're just going to cut that in half down the middle here. So we got two edges. I'm just gonna use this one for right now. We'll get to the other one. And then basically I'm just putting on, before I get started, I'm gonna put on the Newman's Italian dressing. And then we're just gonna, a couple of slices of the ham. Some of the sopressata. These are all cut pretty thin, so I'm putting like 2 slices, per bite, so to speak. Some of the Genoa. And then the provolone. Now, the next part of this is the most important part, guys, and I'm not kidding when I say that. That's your sandwich, but now what you're gonna do is each loaf, we're gonna cut into about 1-inch squares. You can also, by the way, Jim used to put a little crushed red pepper on this. I've heard it where, some guys have put jardinera on it and things like that. But you can see what I'm doing is I'm cutting these, and this is where you get the name the railroad sandwich, because we're just cutting these little 1-inch bites of sandwich. So there you got it. And so now what I'm going to do is literally take each piece of sandwich, just put it in my tin foil, wrap up that one sandwich, and that's going to go into a Ziploc bag. And now the idea is you've got a Ziploc bag with a dozen sandwiches in there. You put this in your boat. You go fishing, you go to a spot, you fish a spot. Now you're about to get down and, drive over to another spot. Grab a railroad out, you got your drink. You can have a little bite to eat. It's delicious. It fuels you up. Maybe you get to your spot, you grab one out before you start to make that first cast. It's just little bite-sized railroad sandwiches that fill you up. They're delicious, and to be honest, you got to be careful because it makes you want to get down and move again because you want to have another sandwich. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in to Food Friday. Send me your comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this with a buddy. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.